The following situation unfolds along a dirt road leading towards central Donetsk, bordered by heavily damaged tree lines and shattered terrain from repeated fighting. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone detects a Russian soldier moving alone along the route, without nearby support. Focused entirely on the road ahead, the soldier appears unaware that his movement is already being tracked from above. On frontline routes like these, even brief moments of inattention can quickly become dangerous. Moments later, a Ukrainian strike drone is redirected toward the road and rapidly closes the distance from behind. Before the soldier can recognize the threat or react, the drone accelerates forward and commits to the engagement. A Ukrainian drone moves from an open field toward a dirt road where reconnaissance teams had reported recent Russian movement moments earlier. As the aircraft reaches the area, the operator quickly identifies the soldier and accelerates toward the position. Hearing the drone approaching overhead, the soldier reacts by pressing himself against the edge of the road in an attempt to stay concealed. Seconds later, the drone rapidly descends and commits to the engagement. A Ukrainian drone moves quickly across an open grass field while conducting a routine sweep over the area. Moments later, a faint figure appears ahead through the terrain. As the aircraft closes the distance, the operator identifies a Russian soldier moving alone across the field. Without hesitation, the drone immediately accelerates downward and rapidly commits to the engagement from above. The following situation unfolds near dry tree lines in the Zaporizhzhia direction, where a Ukrainian drone is redirected after reconnaissance teams report the presence of a Russian soldier nearby. Upon reaching the area, the drone detects the soldier standing inside a shallow depression near the dry tree line, exposed along the edge of the open field. As the aircraft moves closer, the operator notices the soldier tightly holding on to a piece of equipment that appears too important to abandon, preventing any attempt to flee. Moments later, the drone rapidly descends and commits to the engagement. The following moment was recorded by a Ukrainian drone operating over open terrain in the Pokrovsk direction. While scanning the field, the operator detects a Russian soldier hiding beside a dead tree standing alone across the exposed ground. The drone immediately accelerates toward the position. As the aircraft closes in, the soldier attempts to fire back, but fails to stop the approach. He then runs around the tree, trying to use it as cover to evade the drone. But the effort proves unsuccessful, as the aircraft quickly closes the distance and commits to the engagement. The engagement unfolds across an abandoned agricultural field in the Pokrovsk direction, recorded by a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone over terrain scarred by months of fighting. During a careful sweep across the exposed area, the operator detects an African mercenary aligned with Russian forces, crouched low in a defensive posture. His movements appear tense as he scans both the horizon and the sky above, seemingly sensing danger before fully recognizing it. Moments later, the coordinates are relayed and a Ukrainian FPV drone is redirected toward the field. Only after the sound of the approaching engine grows louder overhead does he react. Raising a light weapon, he fires upward in an attempt to disrupt the aircraft's approach. The effort fails to alter its path. Maintaining a steady trajectory, the drone continues forward and rapidly commits to the engagement. Along a dirt road beside a sparse tree line, a Ukrainian drone conducts a low-altitude patrol after reconnaissance reports suspicious movement nearby. The aircraft scans through gaps between the branches until the operator detects a Russian soldier resting beneath a tree, partially concealed by the trunk. The drone immediately narrows its angle and begins a controlled descent. As the sound of the engine grows louder, the soldier reacts and quickly moves behind another tree in an attempt to stay hidden. In a final effort to defend himself, he swings a broken branch toward the approaching aircraft, but the attempt fails as the drone continues forward and commits to the engagement. Near the ruined outskirts of Donetsk, a Russian soldier is seen running between collapsed walls and shattered concrete scattered across the damaged area. With very little cover available, his path quickly narrows as the surrounding ruins leave few safe directions to move. Moments later, a Ukrainian drone closes in and delivers an initial strike near the position. The soldier falls to the ground and appears unable to move far from where he landed. Under continued aerial observation, he raises one hand toward the aircraft, while the other tightly holds a small object resembling a grenade. The situation remains tense as the drone continues circling overhead. After several seconds of hesitation, the soldier makes a final miscalculation that ultimately leads to a failed outcome beneath the persistent surveillance above. The following sequence unfolds along a rain-soaked dirt road in the Pokrovsk direction, where shallow pools of water still reflect the gray sky after a recent storm. A Ukrainian reconnaissance drone tracks a Russian soldier steadily moving toward a frontline position, unaware he is being observed from above. Moments later, a second Ukrainian drone begins approaching at low altitude, using the roadside terrain for concealment. As the first drone hovers overhead, the soldier stops and fires upward with a light weapon, focusing only on the visible aircraft. He fails to notice the second drone closing in from below before it rapidly commits to the engagement. The following sequence unfolds along a dirt road on the Donetsk front line, where a Ukrainian drone flies low while maintaining a steady course above the route. Ahead, slight movement appears on the road as the aircraft closes in, revealing what appears to be a Russian soldier operating alone. As the sound of the drone grows louder overhead, the soldier reacts and begins running in visible panic. The drone immediately accelerates, holding a direct flight path while rapidly reducing the distance. Only when the aircraft is nearly above him does the soldier finally turn to face the threat, but the reaction comes too late as the drone descends and commits to the engagement. A Ukrainian drone conducts a routine patrol along supply routes in the Pokrovsk direction, when the operator suddenly detects a Russian soldier riding a small three-wheeled motorcycle along a dirt road below. The movement is quickly identified from above, and within seconds the drone turns back and accelerates toward the target. As the aircraft rapidly closes the distance from behind, the soldier continues forward, unaware of the approaching threat. Moments later, the drone drops lower and commits to the engagement from the rear. The following situation unfolds near the Pokrovsk direction, where a Ukrainian drone hovers above a Russian soldier lying motionless on the ground. The soldier appears wounded, with visible bandages around his leg and possibly across part of his face. Rather than attempting to fight, he repeatedly raises his hands and looks directly toward the aircraft overhead, signaling surrender instead of resistance. From above, the drone maintains steady observation without immediately engaging. The operator appears to carefully assess the situation, monitoring for any sign of hostile movement or hidden intent. Several minutes pass without the soldier reaching for a weapon or attempting to reposition. He remains still with both hands raised, continuing to signal compliance. After an extended verification process confirms the absence of hostile behavior, the drone does not proceed with an attack. The encounter ends under continued aerial observation, highlighting how battlefield drone operations can also involve restraint and controlled decision-making under complex frontline conditions. The following situation unfolds near the border sector in the Donetsk direction, where a Ukrainian reconnaissance drone detects a Russian soldier moving from an open grass field toward a dense line of bushes along the edge of the terrain. From above, the movement is quickly identified and tracked as the soldier disappears into the vegetation, seeking temporary concealment. Inside the brush, he begins removing part of his equipment, likely attempting to reduce weight and recover briefly from movement across the exposed field. After several moments, he keeps his weapon nearby and carefully steps closer to the outer edge of the bushes to observe the surrounding area. Partially concealed within the vegetation, he occasionally looks upward, as if suspecting drones may still be operating nearby. Moments later, a Ukrainian drone approaches the position at low altitude and passes directly in front of him. At first he remains still, but when the aircraft turns back and rapidly closes the distance, he raises his weapon and attempts to fire. The reaction comes too late, as the drone descends and commits to the engagement. According to released footage, Ukraine's Signum unit conducted large-scale drone operations in the Lyman direction, deploying more than 20 drones within a single day to monitor and engage Russian soldiers moving individually across contested sectors, while others attempted to establish defensive positions near forested terrain. The recordings demonstrate how quickly infantry movement becomes exposed once aerial surveillance establishes visual contact from above. Several sequences show Russian soldiers attempting to flee after detecting incoming drones, but limited equipment and the absence of effective countermeasures leave very few safe escape options available. Even inside dense woodland, Ukrainian drone operators maintain controlled flight paths while maneuvering carefully between branches, avoiding obstacles, and tracking individual movement through difficult terrain. Reconnaissance drones continuously relay coordinates while nearby strike units rapidly reposition toward confirmed targets. The footage highlights a broader tactical pattern developing across the battlefield, where constant drone presence reduces the effectiveness of concealment and places frontline infantry under near-continuous aerial observation. Without reliable air defense coverage, electronic protection, or coordinated support systems, soldiers operating in exposed sectors remain increasingly vulnerable to rapid drone response and sustained pressure from above.